Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gaming Lounge Podcast, episode 71. Once again, I'm your host, Sebastian, and as always, I'm joined by Dory. How you doing, Dory?
I am lost and confused because Tokyo Game Show has been way too confusing to follow. But Seb and I have done the best possible to, sum it up and bring you the most important stuff. Can't promise it's going to be comprehensive, but you can always go online and look at that. Otherwise, I just got back from the Deerfield Fair, famously the whitest thing I do all year. I am wearing my chicken tenders t-shirt. You can't really see it. But anyway, I ate chicken tenders while wearing my chicken tenders shirt in the chicken tender capital of the world, aka New Hampshire. So I'm feeling very good and very full. But yeah, we were going to have some highlights this week, some spotlights, but we decided to reel that back in because so many showcases happened because of the Tokyo Game Show. Plus, we got a state of play. There's some Kojima news that we're going to go over. So it's not going to be our longest episode, but we should have some good stuff to discuss.
Awesome. So let's start with the Kojima news. Mainly OD, I want to talk about. We got a whole teaser trailer for this game with a full CGI footage of a character in first person lighting up a candle, and then we got to see the actor acting scared and something creeping behind her, and then it grabs her, and then that's pretty much all we saw of OD. Obviously, this game has been very advertised by Microsoft and Kojima. It's going to be a Game Pass game, I think. So, pretty exciting because obviously Death Stranding has horror elements, but it doesn't. I wouldn't classify it as a horror game. It has ghosts and stuff, but this game feels like a true horror game. It feels like PT in a way, like a return to PT. We never got that Silent Hills game, so this feels like Kojima's attempt at another first-person horror game. Are you excited for OD?
Absolutely. I'm a big Kojima fan, at least theoretically. In practice, sometimes he loses me. I'm not into the Death Stranding games at all, and I haven't played them, and I don't think I ever will. But, I mean, he's made some of my favorite games of all time. I love Metal Gear Solid 3. I really enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 4. And I think that there are still some really fun moments for Metal Gear Solid 2. One's hard to go back to, but 2, I think, is still playable in the year of our Lord 2025. But yeah, I'm very excited for this. Kojima doing horror? Yes, please. Because PT was one of the scariest games I think I've ever played in my life. Obviously, it wasn't just Kojima. He was also working with Del Toro at the time. So I don't know how much Guillermo is going to be involved here, but I hope they get him involved. It definitely feels like a spiritual successor to PT. Like Kojima's kind of making up for lost ground here for the PT that he really wanted to give everybody. I mean, it's at the opening of the teaser trailer is it's been 10 years since the horror began or something like that. And he's basically referencing PT as far as I can figure. I don't really know what else he would be referencing. So I'm very excited if this is a spiritual successor to PT. And I mean, it's even called OD instead of PT, right? So I'm very excited for whatever Kojima has. And it's got Hunter Schafer in it, which is really exciting. I think that's really cool that Kojima has a very kind of visible trans actress involved in the project. So I really respect that, especially in this day and age. And I just think, I mean, if it even looks 0.1% as good as that teaser trailer made it seem, damn, we are in for a stunning game.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really get to see much, but I trust Kojima's storytelling, and I think it translates really well into horror. So I'm definitely interested to see what happens. And like I said, it's probably going to be a Game Pass game because it's marketed with an Xbox. And I thought the visuals look really nice. The CGI was really, really good. So I'm excited to see what this game's going to be. 100%. All right, the other news, mainly in the gaming sphere, was Fizz. I think it's Fizzant.
Yeah, it's called Fizzant.
Fizzant. So they gave us an update on the espionage game from Kojima. And they didn't show any gameplay or any trailers or anything like that, but they showed us visual art, and they gave us information on 3 actors. I thought the wallpaper, the visual art that they gave us was pretty cool looking. It was giving me Metal Gear vibes, pretty much. And so that's really all there is to say about it. But I think it looks cool.
It seems like to me that Kojima has basically said, okay, I've delivered my proof of concept of the my own game that I've always wanted to make, these Strand games. And now
Hmm.
I'm going to go back to doing some things that I really love, like horror with PT and Viscent with Metal Gear. And I think this is kind of him saying, I don't need Konami to do this, right? Which obviously he doesn't.
Right.
So I'm very excited to see what he does with Fizzant. It's not like anyone else is stepping up to fill the Kojima size hole in Konami. I know that they just came out with, the remake of 3, or remaster, if you want to call it, glorified remaster. But regardless, I mean, that's still not really moving the needle in terms of, something to replace Metal Gear. So I'm excited to see what he does with this kind of, now years later. Kojima always has interesting, prescient political dialogue to do, sometimes eerily so, especially in 2. So we'll see what he has to say this time around. But I'm very excited. Obviously, like you said, there's not a lot to say more than the cover art looked cool. The actors seemed like a gun was being pointed at them off camera. He's got some, because it's Kojima, he's got some big names. So cool stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited for both these projects. I'm glad. I know that Death Stranding is a popular franchise for a lot of people, and I'm glad they like it. But for me, it's like that's the antithesis of what I want in my video games. Carrying around a bunch of stuff, moving from A to B with inventory limits and balancing and stuff. Not my cup of tea, but glad for people who enjoy it. What Kojima is focusing on now with the stealth action and the horror, that's more my vibe. So I'm excited to see the new developments that happen here.
All right, so let's transition to the state of play, which we got on September 24th. And I thought it was a pretty good show, right? I thought it was one of the best state of plays. We'll talk about like some of the big announcements, but I thought it was a pretty good show for Sony. Back to back state of plays have been pretty good for me. How did you feel about the state of play?
I liked it as well. I did spoil myself on the last game by accident. I went on Blue Sky right after the showcase was done, not even thinking about it. First thing was boom, Wolverine, right? So that was a bummer.
Yeah,
But even though that happened, I still really enjoyed it, and I figured it was coming out sooner or later in terms of news.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I agree with you. This was pretty good. Besides Wolverine, there's a couple other games that I was interested in. So we'll talk about it.
So let's start with Saros. That's how the show started. Saros is Housemarque's newest game, which comes out March 20th of next year. And it looks very similar to Returnal. But like, I think it looks a little better. Like the gameplay looks more smooth. I mean, that
Yeah.
Returnal played really well too, but this game just looks like there's more mechanics. And hopefully it's a little more accessible. I mean, I thought Returnal was, I beat Returnal, but I thought there was parts of that game that were really, really unforgiving. And it took Dory like 40 hours just to beat the first boss, I feel like. And
And then I gave up because I just was like, well, it gets harder from here, so heck that.
and then I beat the first boss on the first try.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
I mean, I still remember that one time where like my save got corrupted and I went Ultra
You
Instinct
went Super Saiyan, I remember. Yeah, yeah.
and I beat like the first two biomes in like 25 minutes. Because that game
Yeah, it
was
was
really
crazy. I couldn't believe it. You were telling me in real time, or next to real time anyway.
yeah. So that game was quite short if you actually were like just going ape shit and you were just killing everything and playing like on your A game. But I still hope this game is more accessible overall though. I hope they learn from Returnal because there was parts of that game that were very, very frustrating, especially near the end of the game. I was like, I was staying up to like 5 in the morning. I was so I was being stubborn, and I really wanted to finish the game, and it was ridiculous. But this game looks really cool. I like the atmosphere. I like the environment. Very this what we've seen is very Mars like. Just how I can describe it. Very
Yes.
desert, very reddish, dark, and yeah, I think it looks cool. What do you think of the game?
Yeah, I mean, it looks beautiful, for sure. I do want to correct a scientific misconception. The sun is not forever. It will die in a few billion years. I know
Yeah.
it's not a pressing concern for the people of Saros. I just want to point out that that's wrong. Anyway, it was funny, though. He was like, the sun is forever. I was like, no, it's not. It's a star. It's going to blow up eventually, dude.
And there was
But anyway,
yeah.
um, but it looks beautiful. In all seriousness, it looked beautiful. That shield looked really powerful. It looked kind of game breaking.
Yeah.
I don't know. It never seemed like you ran out of that shield. It never seemed like anything saw. So I'm curious, is it on a cooldown or do you only have so many items or I'm not really sure how it works, but it seemed like it was like kind of a game buster to me in terms of like making it more accessible.
Yeah.
Of course, I love that you get a second chance. Kind of reminded me of Sekiro in that way. Shadows
Yeah.
Die Twice.
This reminded me of that too.
Yes. So I would love it. Look, I liked Returnal a lot, and when I beat that first, I still have that on my YouTube channel. When I beat that first boss, I screamed in delight. I was like, "Oh my god, I did it!" And I tried the second biome. I think I gave it a good hour or two, and I was like, you know what? I'm so satisfied. I don't need this anymore. I'm good. This is so, like you said, it's so punishing, and I'm not usually into roguelites. And that was so that's always tough for me.
Yeah.
Speaking of roguelites, we'll talk about Hades 2 next week. But either way, this looked really good. I'm impressed with the graphics. If it's more accessible, I love that. I hope so. I hope the story's a little more direct. I don't mind a little mystery. I don't mind a little lore drop with items and Dark Souls it up. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind some direct storytelling too, which I felt like that game kind of lacked.
Yeah.
That was another problem for me with Returnal is like I felt a lack of
Mm-hmm.
investment in the character. She
Yeah.
just was kind of blank and just
Yeah.
like there was a story, and from what I've heard, it does get very moving and interesting and symbolically.
To an extent.
Uh, yeah, it gets there, but it takes way too long and way too much effort, and I just was like,
Yeah.
I'm not investing in this. So
Everything was too vague in that game, just in terms of the story.
yeah,
But you got to see all different environments. It was like there were some parts that were like grayish, look very alien. Then you're like inside a building, like giant tower. It was like a more of a greenish tint area. So there's a lot of different. I want to say biomes like Returnal. This feels like a sequel to Returnal.
yeah.
Without calling it that, really. I mean, it's pretty much the same game, right? I mean, it's a bullet storm, probably a roguelite. Have they confirmed that it's a roguelite? I mean, it's got to be, right?
They haven't, but I mean, it's all but confirmed.
Gotcha. All right. Well, comes out March 20th, 2026. I'm not necessarily day one on this because I might just wait for the PC port because I'm a full on PC gamer now. But still cool. Keep an eye on it, and then we'll go from there. All right. So let's move on. We're just gonna skip Zero Parades because we've talked about it already.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Flight Simulator. I mean, the big news more than anything is not even the game itself. It's just the fact that a game called Microsoft Flight Simulator is on a PS5 platform, right? It's just weird. Pretty much, right? For you, Dory, as well?
Yeah, I was like watching the what am I thinking? The stream. I was watching the stream. Sorry, brain fart. I was watching the stream and I was like, "Oh, it's it's an airplane game, whatever." Like I'm skipping through. And so, uh-oh. Did I lose you?
Nope, you're there.
Oh, okay. I was watching it and then suddenly it's like Microsoft Flight Simulator and I was like, "Oh, cool." And I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" It's like
Yeah.
Microsoft Flight Simulator. I that really caught my eye. So, oh, I hit a button by accident. Anyway, so yeah, so that caught me off guard. It's not a big deal to me, and I agree. Probably in practice, like Gears of War or Halo would be a bigger deal, but I do think it's very funny because it's got Microsoft right on the tin, and it's like it's not like it's Sony's flight simulator; it's
Yeah.
Microsoft. So, I mean, at this point, Nintendo is really the last holdout for a console exclusivity. Easy for me to say. But I don't think they'll ever let that go. Personally, I think the day that they do that, I don't know, a lot of leadership in Nintendo would have to change. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool to see, but it's weird to see.
Well, I would say like exclusive, like console exclusive. Like I think PlayStation still hasn't put any of their first party on Xbox, right? Besides Helldivers.
Yeah,
So I wonder if PlayStation's ever gonna put like Spider-Man or God of War on Xbox. That
yeah, that'd be big too.
yeah. All right, so the next thing we saw was Battlefield 6, and it was mostly focused on the campaign, which actually comes out like next week or the week after. I think it's next week. And I thought it looked really cool. I mean, I enjoy the Battlefield games. Not so much the last one. I really did not click with the last one. It's been a while since we've gotten an actual good Battlefield game. I know this Dory's not your kind of thing, so
Nope.
but I thought what they showed was cool. The campaign was pretty cool. I thought this it was very cinematic. I enjoy Call of Duty and Battlefield campaigns. I like the acting, the big cinematic moments. They're usually not that long. And is it? Am I going to spend $70 to play the campaign? No, I'll wait. But I will play it at some point. So I just thought that was cool. So I just wanted to mention that. Comes out October 10th, so it comes out not next week, but the week after. All right, I'm assuming you have nothing to say about that. So let's move
No,
on.
nothing for me. I
So
do
let's
think that all the destruction is cool, and I've heard good things from the betas, but it's not my kind of game.
yeah. All right, so the next game was Deus Ex Remastered, which I think it was from Aspyr, who's
Yeah,
very
Aspire. They have a weird
Aspyr,
way of spelling it, but yeah, I believe it's Aspire.
Aspyr, which they have a very mixed track record with their
Yes.
remasters. Some have been really quality, usually like all the Star Wars games.
Yep.
They've been mostly pretty good.
Yeah.
I think the graphics here look okay. I mean, I don't think they look great. I feel like this game probably could use a remake more so than a remaster. This feels like an ugly just This feels like I don't know. It just feels like a coat of paint on an old game, basically. I mean, that's what it is. But it's like it doesn't look great overall. I might try it out though because I do love Deus Ex. I think it's one of the greatest games ever made. I mean, I grew up with it, but I don't know. It's not the prettiest remaster I've ever seen. I would have preferred a remake.
No. There's some fans online who are responding to it saying that this isn't really the remake they're looking for. A lot of people are also pointing out like Aspire constantly puts out games and then doesn't update them for a long time or kind of leaves them dead. Like the
Yeah,
recent Tomb Raider remasters that they came out with had a lot of control scheme issues and a
yeah,
lot of graphical issues, and then they weren't updated forever. And now they got some updates, but they haven't got like the most important ones. They also apparently like use AI to replace like one of the voice actors, which doesn't make any sense because they're still alive. So just kind of gross stuff mixed in with like suboptimal release stuff.
yeah.
And to be clear, I love Deus Ex. I played it for the first time, funnily enough, late last year, like late December. It was one of the last games I played. And I loved it. I had a great time with it. I can't even imagine playing it for the first time in the 90s. I think it would have blown my mind. But even now, playing it now, I loved it. Thought it was a great game. So I was very excited for this at first, and then somebody reminded me that Aspire, like you said, mixed track record. I hope this goes super well. They knock it out of the park. I'll definitely be tempted to pick it up and play it all over again because there's so many different ways to play that game. I think unfortunately it suffers from a Mass Effect 3 issue where none of the choices at the end feel very satisfying, but it's about the journey, right? Not the destination. I think the journey is so good. Um, and so, yeah, I still am tentatively cautiously optimistic and hoping this turns out okay. But Aspire sometimes swings hard and misses even harder. So we'll see what happens.
I believe it's coming to PC as well, besides just PS5. I mean, obviously they didn't advertise it.
No, they
Yeah,
didn't advertise it.
it's coming. Yeah, it is on PC. Comes out February 5th next year.
Yep.
All right, so the next thing that they showed was Halloween the game, which asymmetrical game that we already know, like those kind of games. More of the same, just like the Friday the 13th game, just like Killer Clowns from Outer Space game, the puppet one, and so on and so forth. Evil Dead. They keep making these kind of games. Uh, Overall, I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite like horror franchise. Michael Myers is like the most iconic Halloween character for me, like the most iconic like horror villain or whatever, like the mascot of Halloween, right? And so I was excited when I heard about a Halloween game, but I knew it was going to be this kind of game, and that's exactly what it was. And I thought the character models look kind of eh.
They
They
didn't
look,
look good.
which these games never have great character models, and I thought the mechanic of him turning into a ghost is kind of weird. I mean, it makes sense because he teleports basically in the movies, but it's still kind of weird. And I wasn't really impressed by it that much, to be honest with you. And it comes out. I was kind of surprised it was coming out so late next year. Like I feel it's a whole year from now. It's September 8th, 2026. I don't know. You're just
Yeah.
like, what more could you do for a whole other year? So I'm just curious what this game's gonna be. Is it gonna get old fast. I mean, I have a lot of questions for this game, but overall I wasn't very impressed. How about you?
I wasn't either. Similar to Seb, Halloween. I love Halloween. Even the bad movies, like which for Halloween there are quite a few. Unfortunately, I have a soft spot in my heart for them, especially 4 and 5. I think two's underrated as well. But yeah, big fan of the series, and I was very disappointed in this. They say that you can do single player standalone story. I don't see how that would really work, or how they would put, even if it does work, that they would put any amount of actual real effort into having a genuine, moving, or enticing story. This really feels about the multiplayer. Like I don't know. It just does it, like similar to you. It doesn't do it for me. I also thought, and I already said this, but I'm gonna re-say it, that the facial models look really rough and kind of not good. I mean,
Yeah.
they got a year to focus on it, or anything else really. But yeah, I don't care about this kind of game. This killed, haha, any kind of interest I had in the game. So
Yeah.
it says a single player multiplayer horror experience. God, what a bunch of jargon.
Yeah.
But
These games
yeah,
these games all fail at some point. They don't last very long. I think Friday the 13th had the longest legs, and then that got closed down because of like a lawsuit and stuff. But
yep, the
a,
copyright
a
issues.
lot of these games don't have like long legs, and there's too many of them. They're just doing any horror IP they can get.
Yep.
Probably gonna be a Friday. It's probably gonna be a Nightmare on Elm Street one at some point. The only one that's
Ugh.
really held out longest is Dead by Daylight because that's huge fan base and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it. Like, every other game that tries to get in the sphere just doesn't last long. It's just too oversaturated with these kind of games. I feel like
Yep.
they should have made more of a single player cinematic, high quality Halloween game. I would have preferred that. That would have been really cool. All right, I'm gonna skip a couple of the games because it doesn't interest either of us. So let me jump into Neo 3, which we knew about already, but they just gave us more footage, gameplay, story elements. I mean, it's Neo, right? One of the hard. It's a very challenging Souls game. They're really fun though, and they have really cool design. But yeah, it comes out February 6th, so it comes out the same day as the DSX remaster. I'm getting on PC. I already had it wishlist for a while, so I just wanted to shout it out because I know Dory has something to really say about it because it doesn't really appeal to you. So let's talk about Dynasty Warriors 3. Just a cool remaster of a Dynasty Warriors game, classic Dynasty Warriors game. So I just thought that was pretty cool. Does nothing mind blowing. I'd get it on a sale, like a Steam sale. You have nothing to say about that either, I would assume.
No, I don't. I didn't grow up playing it, so I don't have a lot of nostalgia for this game.
Sure. And then they showed Code Vein 2, which is also a Souls game. Very anime. Has a very like near automata art style. In this and I just think it looks cool. I hope I kind of play. I still have to play the first game most like a lot. I mean, I played it for a couple hours, but I didn't really get far into it. I gotta play it before this one comes out. But I mean, it looks like a Souls game, right? Nothing mind blowing. Just an anime Souls game. It looks like there's more of a story element. I mean, they showed like a different character that assists you, and then it showed him like driving a motorcycle. But otherwise, it was strongly a Souls game. But like, is there co-op? I guess you play as the girl. You can play as the girl, or is she just an
I
AI character? So I have to look that up. But
Yeah,
overall,
I don't know. It doesn't say in the description whether it is or not.
but the art style looks cool. So that does
It
that.
says you have the ability to summon a partner character that'll form the backbone of the game's combat.
All right, so it's probably just the AI character that you summon then.
Yes.
All right. Well, it comes out January 30th of next year on PC and PS5. And they talked about Final Fantasy Tactics, which I'm very excited about. Perfect Steam Deck game. It's getting really great reviews. This is one of the greatest Final Fantasy games ever made. This is one of the greatest tactical RPGs ever made. I mean, this is like a classic, right? And I'm very excited for this game. Are you any interest in this one?
I if you buy it, maybe I'll try it at some point. That's the most I can say.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Tactics
buying
games
it.
are often not my thing.
Yeah, they're usually not mine either, but that's one of the exceptions.
Yep.
The storyline is incredible, and it's one of the and they added voice acting now, and they made some quality of life changes to make it more accessible and stuff. So it's really cool. I'm glad it's getting great reviews. Then they showed Let It Die Inferno. Did you have anything to say about this game? I mean, this is like a
I thought
PvE game.
I was like really interested at first. I was like, "Whoa, this looks really cool." At first, I thought it was like Suda or Swery or something,
Yeah,
but it's not. But then they said it's a roguelite survival action game, and
PvE. Yeah, yeah,
I was like, "Well, there goes my interest." But very cool concept. I love the animation and the aesthetic, but not my genre.
yeah. That's how I felt. I thought the aesthetic was really cool. I thought very stylish. Really digging it. It's very Japanese, but then it
Yeah.
lost me with like the type of genre it is. I lost interest pretty quickly. But hopefully people are interested in it, and maybe it will pan out. All right, the next game definitely interested me. It was called Chrono Script: The Endless End. I thought the art style looked really great. I think it's a Metroidvania, or at least or at least a 2D platformer. But
Yeah, it says a 2D action adventure, but who knows?
yeah, it looks like a platformer more. Depends if there's backtracking or not. That's how you classify it as a Metroidvania. But either way, I thought the creativity of this game looked awesome. The art style looks incredible. The platforming and the way like the screen moves it's like a picture book, and the ink everywhere. I just thought the mechanics were really cool. This is a game I would be totally into. What'd you think of this game?
I loved it. This was one of the other few games from this showcase that really impressed me. I'm not saying I'm day one, but I am saying I really liked what I saw and it
Yeah.
interested me.
Yeah, and it says comes out next year, so this looks like a really awesome like Steam Deck game. So I'll get it on Steam. All right, Crimson Desert. This is one of my games of the show. Definitely, if not for Wolverine, this probably would have been my favorite game shown at the showcase. I thought the everything about this game looked awesome. I mean, there was so many. This trailer really had everything in it. There was so much gameplay. Now it could have all been eye candy, but like there was just combat everywhere, right? And like there was all different play styles, a way the characters were fighting. There was like magic and like a rogue character, and then like a warrior character. There was like dragon fights. A guy he was like driving a mech. Like it was like all over the place, right? There was big monsters everywhere, platforming, big action set pieces, big cinematic moments. It was like he's riding a dragon to travel. This game had everything, and this is so up my alley. It's not even funny. This is definitely a contend. Like this is a early possible contender for me for game of the year next year. I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna be my game of the year, but I'm just saying it's like potential to be my top 10. And I've been nothing but excited about it since I've seen it. So what'd you think about this game?
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I'm very fickle when it comes to open world games. So I probably unfairly, and with apologies to the devs, have kind of like pushed this already to a side. I saw this and I was like, I know I'm not interested in this.
Yeah.
If you buy it and you think it's awesome and like think that I'll enjoy it, I might pick it up. It just depends on how tough it is, how accessible it is, how and
Yeah.
I don't mean accessible combat wise. I mean accessible like in terms of backtracking and movement and that kind of stuff. So we'll see. I'm not interested necessarily, but I'm kind of on the fence about this one. I don't know really what to think. I would need to see reviews and see how people feel after games hands-on impressions.
I mean, I need to see more gameplay because it was very eye candy heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, there was gameplay, like plenty of it, but it was very like I won't say deceiving, but it was like very. It was like a vertical slice. It wasn't like here's a demo and it's a guy playing it for an hour. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. All right. Did you have anything to say about these Pulse Elevate wireless speakers?
Absolutely do not. Nope.
I'm re- I'm an audiophile to an extent. I'm not a major one, but like I do like a good sound quality. My speakers are for the price I got them still hold up for years now. I'm just curious how these sound, right? If one thing there's one thing I trust Sony on is sound quality. I think they always do a great job with speakers. Like their headphones are really great, especially the noise canceling headphones. So I'm just curious. I liked how it connected all the devices. If you're on PlayStation, like it connects to the Portal, connects to PC, and it connects to the PS5. I just thought that was cool. So I'm probably not gonna get these. I just don't see why I need them. But I just want to see how like it in actual practice. I want to see someone actually like test them out and stuff like that. I'm just really curious. If it's like incredible, like it's a big game changer, then maybe I'll get them for my setup. I'll get the white ones. But otherwise, really no interest. I just want to see how they sound. That's all I'm saying. All right. PS Plus we can skip because we don't play on PlayStation like that anymore. So let's skip that. All right. I don't think we have anything to say about Gran Turismo. I don't really play Gran Turismo anymore, and you don't play Gran
Nope.
Turismo. All right. So let's.
What about the God of War 20th anniversary?
Yeah, just got there now. So big. Okay, so this is one of the downsides of the showcase. Because, like, obviously, we've been waiting for a new God of War game. There's always been that rumor about, like, an Atreus game. And there's also the rumor about them remaking or remastering the original trilogy, so on and so forth. And people were excited for it because it's 20th anniversary. And then it turns out just to be a controller. And not just a controller, but, like, a very bland white controller with just a red stripe on it. I just
Yeah.
I thought it was very boring. I mean, I have
Yeah.
plenty. I have plenty.
I thought it was way too safe, way too boring.
Yeah.
I understand why it's designed the way it is, but come on, no one's buying that. Or I certainly wouldn't. What a letdown.
Yeah.
But like the Marvel Spider-Man 2 one because it had red everywhere and some symbiote and it looks so fucking cool. I still think it looks great.
Yeah.
But this is like so basic. You might as well just get the generic controller or a generic red controller.
Yeah, I mean, I have the DualSense, like the Elite one, whatever it's called, that one that's expensive, and that's the only one I use at this point. But that's only for PS5 too. So like when I'm on PC, I have an Xbox Elite controller and I have 8-bit Do controllers. So I have like zero. I mean like negative reason to buy this controller. I just think it's bland anyway. The only PS5 controller I would consider buying at this point would be that PS1 gray color anniversary one that I never got because it was sold out so fast. And then when it's actually available, I never feel like pulling the trigger because it's still like $70 for a controller I don't need. So that's basically where I'm at. So I couldn't not be any more against this controller, and I thought it was a letdown that this wasn't a new game. Because as much as I play on PC only now, if there was a new God of War game, I'd be there day one. All right, and then the last thing of the state of play was Marvel's Wolverine, which obviously we've known about for a long time. The date didn't surprise me because I expected this game to come out next year. It just felt like it's got to be done at this point, right? I mean, they've been working on it for so long. Insomniac or Wizards, and the leak happened, and the gameplay looked like you can tell there was a foundation already there in the leak because the leak showed so much. So to me, I thought it was a safe bet. It was 2026, and that's what it turned out to be that. But from what we saw, this game looks amazing, right? I mean, the gameplay looked
Fucking
incredible.
fantastic.
It looks so gory.
If this game hadn't been shown, I think this state of play for me would have been a super like letdown. But this
Yeah.
for me, this game like saved it. Like this was incredible. But go ahead.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty. I still thought it was a pretty good show, but this made it like a good show, and it was one. There's one issue with Sony right now is the first party is lacking a bit because they had to like change all their plans and stop all their live service games, and a lot of these service games are coming out or setting up to be to fail. Right, they're just getting them out of the way just to we'll just live with whatever happens, right? But this game looked like Marvel Spider-Man, right? Like it was like a rated R Spider-Man. Like the game mechanics looked very similar to like how Spider-Man plays, which is not a complaint. I think that's fine. I think there's only so many ways you can make a superhero third-person action game, right? They're all gonna play similar. I don't see how you can make it different unless you do like a Sifu kind of thing or something. But I think that would be divisive for people. So I thought the gameplay looked really awesome. I was very happy. It was very violent. I mean, Wolverine kills people, and it was like very very violent. And they looked fantastic. It was like Naughty Dog like quality of gore, like how The Last of Us Part 2 is. Like it was really awesome. and I thought the gameplay looked awesome. It was very cinematic. The platforming looked really fun. There was a lot of cinematic set pieces. There was a lot of like Uncharted like motorcycle chase, and I think it just looked badass, right? Like this is what I want from Sony. These are my favorite kind of games from Sony. Is like I know there's a PlayStation template, but like I love this genre. This is my favorite genre. I mean, I'm beyond day one, right? This like I said, I'm more PC now, but this is one game I would not wait for. Like this is day one for me easily, right? How'd you feel about this trailer? You're on mute.
Sorry, forgot I muted myself. Huge Wolverine fan, huge
Yeah.
X-Men fan. Grew up watching X-Men, those original movies. Loved Wolverine for a long time as a really cool character. I just appreciate so much that they were like, well, fans have been asking, is this going to be just a PG-13 version of Wolverine? And then immediately show him shoving his adamantine claws through someone's neck and past their skull. It's like, no, it's not. So I thought that was great. I thought that was really, really well done. Immediately answering the first burning question within seconds. That's why Insomniac's so good at what they do. One of my favorite studios, for sure.
Yeah.
I just thought everything looked spectacular. I thought the graphics looked great. The gameplay looks great. I am curious how they balance, like, how are they going to play Wolverine's health system? I know they had a way of doing it in X-Men Origins, the game, which was better than the movie, but I don't remember what they did exactly to make it so that Wolverine, it's tough to kill him,
Yeah.
but he can be hurt. So I don't remember what happened there. But either way, they'll probably figure out something clever that either relies on stamina or body parts coming off, or
Right.
fuck, I don't know.
Yeah. I really need to see a demo. Like I'm curious how the gameplay is gonna play. Right. Like we only got to see a vertical slice, but I think it's a safe bet. It's gonna play like Spider-Man, right? Like I can't see that much different. Like maybe like Arkham. Like can be counters. Like hit the triangle button or
Yep.
something. It looks real.
I would think so.
Yeah. You don't think so?
No, I said I would think so.
Yeah. I don't imagine you can't only do that genre so much, like in a different way. Like I don't see how you can change it up. But yeah, I thought that was a great way to close the show, and that got everybody hyped, and then the reaction was very positive, and I probably saved the show for a lot of people. I mean, I'm never negative about state of plays because I don't expect much. If they're like a 6 out of 10 and there's like 5 games I'm interested in, I'm pretty happy with the show. And I would say overall this show was like a 7 out of 10, right? It wasn't anything
I'd agree with
amazing.
that.
It wasn't anything amazing. And I think it would have been a 6 out of 10 if not for Wolverine. But because they ended it with Wolverine, I think it's 7 out of 10 is pretty good. There was plenty of games that I'm interested in, and that's pretty much all it needs to do. As I said, I just view these showcases as a catalog, and yeah. All right, so that's the state of play. So let's move on to the Tokyo Game Show now, which is a big event still going on. It ends tomorrow, but there really is not much news to follow in terms of like an actual streamlined place to follow the news. I mean, there was no like article really. The news is all over the place.
I went on Tokyo Game Show's own site, and they had a list of all the events.
Yeah.
But honestly, most of the events are really small. Like they had a specific event for Neo 3, they had a specific event for Octopath Zero, they had a very specific event for a couple other things that were like Japanese based. And I don't remember what they are. RGG had its own thing, which we'll talk about. Annapurna had its own Tokyo Direct. Right. But yeah, it's all over the place. The big one was Xbox, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, so let's start with the Xbox One, which I thought was pretty good in the first half, and the second half started losing me, and I was getting bored. But we'll talk about it. So let's start with how it started. Started with Phil speaking Japanese. I thought they had Sarah Bond speaking Japanese too, and it sounded kind of odd. They like I could just cut that out. But that's just a nitpick. They started off with Gungrave, which
yes,
I don't want to say classic series, but it's people like it. And
it's a hidden gem in the rough kind of situation.
Which I actually, the last one was pretty bad, but I had fun with it for 2 hours, I suppose, and it was a short game. Hopefully this one's better. And obviously, like, it just showed the different strategy of Xbox for the fact that they showed Steam and PS5's logo on the trailer as well. and that looked really cool, right? I did it say when it was coming out? I don't think it did.
Uh, Let me see. It did not. At least I don't think so.
And it's not a Game Pass game. It's only an Xbox Play Anywhere game.
Yep.
So I thought it looked pretty cool. I thought it looked a fun game. Like it's turn your brain off, fun action game. Like it's Devil May Cry ish. That's pretty much how I view these games, right? So like, did you have any interest in this?
I didn't grow up playing these games, but I have been
I
interested.
didn't like
I've been
either.
eyeing them.
Yeah.
I've been eyeing them on. I believe it's in your Steam library. I could be wrong.
I have one of them.
Right.
I have the newest one, which was not that great, but it's only 2
Right, right,
hours.
right.
It's only
So
2 hours.
I've eyed them before, but I wasn't really convinced one way or the other. But I think they look fun, like dumb anime action fun. So
Yeah,
I'm interested.
yeah. That's why that game didn't really bother me because it was like it wasn't a great game. It was bad. It was a pretty bad game, but it was like a 2 hour game, so it didn't. It's like oh whatever. It's on Game Pass too. So all right, they showed 007 First Light, which we've talked about from the last State of Play, and I don't think they showed anything new really. I think it was just a reminder just coming out.
They showed Gemma Chan as Dr. Selena Tan, and that was it. That was like the newest thing they said.
Yeah. So let's move on. They showed Double Dragon Revive, which is a remake of the first game, and I thought it looked really cool. I love beat 'em ups, and this looked pretty fun. I mean, it didn't look amazing by any means. The character models look okay, but it looks like a fun game to play with your friends, like co-op and stuff. But I know Dory, you don't play any beat 'em ups, so you don't have much to say
Yeah.
about that. But I thought it was cool.
No.
Coming out, it also comes out next month, October 23rd. All right, then they showed Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly
They did.
remake, which I'm excited for. If you don't know Crimson Butterfly 2, I mean Crimson Butterfly is like one of the greatest horror games ever made, right? It's one of the people consider it in the top 5 of like scariest games ever made. It tends to be up there with Silent Hill 2. And so it makes sense to me that they skipped the first game and remake the second one. A lot of companies are doing that right now, right? I mean,
It's like a
Capcom,
Silent Hill situation.
yeah, Capcom remade Resident Evil 2 instead of Resident Evil 1. Then they
Yep.
remade, and then Konami remade Silent Hill 2 instead of doing Silent Hill 1. And now this, right? So the reason why is because those games are all considered superior to the first game. Those are all superior sequels, and like this is the most iconic Fatal Frame game. And I mean, I'm very excited for this, right? Like, I'm not a giant Fatal Frame fan. When I was a kid, this is what I was a big horror fan, but this was one series that was probably too scary for me as a kid. Probably won't bother me now, of course, but I remember seeing like Fatal Frame on like G4 when they have like it would randomly have like the montages and stuff, like video game trailers and things like that. They would show Fatal Frame. I'm like, this game is too scary for me. But it looks. I mean, it looks like Fatal Frame, right? The visuals look nice. Has its own style. It's a little more anime looking than like Silent Hill or F or something. It is realistic, but I think the characters look a little more animated. And yeah, it's Fatal Frame. You take pictures of ghosts, and it's really get right in your face and stuff like that. It's the atmosphere is second to none, and I'm very excited for it. Any interest?
It depends on the reviews, depends on the gameplay and how it's aged, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm not excited, but another game I didn't really grow up playing, and so my interest is tepid.
Yeah, so the good thing is I'm gonna buy it, so you can just try it out because I'll definitely get it.
Yeah.
It comes out early next year. Didn't give us a date, but early next year. But I don't know. I would feel like I wouldn't want to play that like Halloween time, but I guess not a big deal. All right. Then there's like this Pokemon game, that Animo game again. Just felt like it felt like a ripoff of Pal World, which felt like a ripoff of Pokemon. I mean, I guess it's not fair to the devs. I guess if any animal, any monster collector is compared to Pokemon,
Yeah.
but it's just hard not to view it that way. I mean, it's not like they have Digimon like animation, Digimon like visuals. It's like Pokemon-ish. So I mean, they look cool, right? I just need to see how
Yeah.
I need to see how it plays though. All right. What else is there to talk about? We can skip a lot of this trailer, a lot of this showcase, can't we?
We really can. I didn't think they said a lot. They showed another trailer for Monster Hunter Stories
Yeah, that's the
2,
next one.
Wings of Ruin, and Monster Hunter Stories 3, Twisted Reflection. But I don't have anything interesting to say about that. They showed Fallout 76. I definitely don't have anything to say about that.
Well, let me talk about Monster Hunter Stories 3.
Sure.
I love the visuals. I mean, the Monster Hunter Story games are actually pretty good. I mean, if you don't like Monster Hunter as a series, like because the gameplay loop and stuff like that, these games are totally opposite of that. They're turn-based RPGs. They tell a story. This is more on the line of what you would like, Dory. Like it's not like a Monster Hunter game, like a traditional one. It's a turn-based RPG. It's like Final Fantasy or Persona, more so. And yeah, I mean, it looks like another game in another game in this franchise. I think the visuals look awesome. Is there any interest in this at all? Like none.
Not really. I was too distracted by the fact that fucking Bruce Lee is coming to a Hitman game. I know that's a completely different topic, but and your goal is to protect Lee, not kill him. I presumed that you were trying to kill Bruce Lee, and I was like, that seems kind of messed up. He's already dead. But
It's
like,
a
is the family okay
yeah
with this? But no, you have to protect him from a Japanese mafia.
yeah
But
like
anyway, to answer your question, no, I not
yeah
not a lot of interest in the Monster Hunter formula in general. So even if they make it more accessible, it's just not something that really makes me, interested.
yeah. The Bruce Lee one was pretty wild. Like, why do you need to protect Bruce Lee? He's fine by himself.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the Rogue Ally X and the Rogue Ally. We got the price. The regular one is $600, I believe, and then the Rogue Ally X is $1,000, which was a big controversy. Which is not surprising, of course, because like the Lenovo Legion Go 2 was $1,500, like $1,300 to $1,500, which is absurd for a PC handheld. And then the rumor for this was like 850, 900, which never made sense to me because the Rogue Ally X, the one from last year was $900 now. So you would think it would be more expensive because it's stronger. But it just feels like these companies have lost the plot overall for PC handhelds. They should complement it because the thing is handhelds should complement the PC. I know for some people it's like their only platform to play games and stuff, so they want the strongest thing ever. But for the majority of people, like Steam Deck, the reason why Steam Deck was so popular, like popular in a niche market, because the Switch 2 outsold the Steam Deck in like 3 days. But you get what I'm saying. Like like people want to play like indie games or stuff, like smaller games on the go and things like that. Like they don't want like if you want to play a AAA game on the go, like I don't think most people are looking for like a AAA, like the best experience ever. Like because there's trade offs to that, right? Like if you want the best of the best, it's gonna cost more money. There's no way to make a system for $400 that's gonna play Wukong at ultra settings, right? It's gonna be $1,500 to $2,000. You know what I mean? So I think these companies have totally lost the plot. You can blame the tariffs, you can blame greed, but I also blame consumers too because people demand like, oh, I want an OLED handheld, I want power, I want this and that, and it's like if you want those things, they're gonna be $1,500. And I know handhelds are a different market than a laptop or a PC, but if I'm gonna spend $1,500, I'd rather get a nice gaming laptop that's gonna be 100 times stronger or a desktop. But that's just me. I know it's a different market, and I don't pocket watch people. You can spend whatever you want. I just think there's better ways to spend your money personally. But do what you want, right? If you really want that OLED Lenovo screen, or if you really want to play this Xbox handheld, then go ahead, right? It's your money. But I just feel like these companies have lost the plot completely on handhelds. The reason why Steam Deck is the most popular PC handheld is because it's cheap, it's streamlined, it's a console-like experience. You just turn it on. You can turn it off literally, and it freezes where you were playing. So you can like leave it off for like 5 days and hit the button, and then it will take you right back where you were, like nothing changed. And only the Steam Deck does that. So it. Those are the kind of things that make people like the Steam Deck. So what do you think of the price and all that after my
Yeah,
rant?
I mean it's garbage. It's really bad.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be bad because they kept putting off the price over and over and over and like just showing here's the Xbox Rogue Ally, not the price. Here's the Xbox Rogue Ally, not the price. And so I knew it was going to be bad. And the $1,000 one, which is the Lenovo one, is just insane. I agree with you. I think it's people having different interests. When I want a gaming handheld, I'm not necessarily looking for a PS5 in my hands. I mean, that'd be cool, but
Yeah.
I also know, like you said, that would be like $1,500. Like, I'm okay with a handheld that plays indie games, like AA games, maybe AAA games that have lower requirements,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like, I'm okay with playing the bombastic, huge
Yeah.
action pieces
Because
on my PS5 or my
yeah,
PC.
because people are complaining that the Steam Deck can't play like Wukong and ultra settings, but like that's like that's not the point of the Steam Deck though, like right,
Right.
like why would you expect to play high end games and newest games? Technology advances every year, right? And for a lot of people, Steam Deck still plays pretty much everything to an extent. Like don't people should have I'm saying people should have realistic expectations for handhelds, right? Like you should not go into a handheld expecting to get Indiana Jones and ultra settings. Like it's just why? Like why would you want that? But whatever. People lost the plot. Companies lost the plot. Everything's too expensive. And I don't think any of these games. I don't think these cons. I don't think even though I know Rogue Ally, the Xbox Rogue Ally X sold out. That can mean anything. They could have had 10 of them and sold out, right? Like Microsoft didn't say how many they made. So for all you
Right.
know, they made 10 of them and they sold out. Like that doesn't mean anything. I don't think these PC handhelds are going to sell. It's already a extremely niche market. Like it really is, right? Like the most popular handheld is a Switch and it's not even close. The Switch 2 outsold the Steam Deck pretty quick. And Steam Deck is more popular in the hardcore space than it is for the majority of the majority of people in the world. Like if I bring my Steam Deck to my class, for example, my students ask me what is that. They say, "Oh, you brought your Switch to school?" I'm like, "No, it's a Steam Deck." They don't even know what a Steam Deck is. So it's not a casual thing. So all right, Dragon Quest 1 and 2. Do you have anything to say about that? I just think it looks cool. Like I mean,
Yeah, I agree with you. It looks cool. I'll wait for reviews, but I agree with you. It looks nice.
yeah. I mean, we're kind of like just bullshitting now because like this is where the show just started losing me, and it was just like I didn't care about
Yeah.
any. I didn't care about
I do
anything.
think they did a cute little thing with Hotel Barcelona,
Yeah,
which is out now, by the way. They did Swery getting his ass fucking kicked by his own game, which I thought was funny.
yeah,
And then eventually he has to get saved by his friends, and then he dies again when he goes by himself. And then Suda comes out and joins the fun. And then Suda's like, "Hey, buy my game, Romeo, or whatever the fuck that game's called. Romeo is a dead man." He's like, "Swery-san, go buy my pre-order, wish listed on Steam." I was like, "What the fuck? Can he do that?" I was like, "Is this violating something of the contract?" Anyway, that was very funny, very Swery, very Suda. So good stuff. Very, very wholesome in a way. I haven't played Hotel Barcelona. I hear it's very hard, and it's a Metroidvania, and I think it's a roguelike. So like, no thank you on multiple fronts.
yeah,
But it's very weird, and I do appreciate Suda and Swery and creators like them who invite weirdness into the gaming realm.
yeah.
So, wow, that person was really blaring the radio. I don't know if that got on my mic, but anyway,
No, I didn't hear anything. All right,
damn.
Project Evil Bane, which I thought that looked really cool. I mean, it was just vertical slice
Yes.
eye candy of gameplay, but I hope it's not a multiplayer like MMO kind of game. I hope it's actual like a single player game. But I thought it looked really fun. Like it looks like it kind of reminded me of the game I was just talked about, right? On the state of play. I love
Yeah.
these fantasy games. I mean, but this was like very Asian, of course. Very and it comes out in 2027, so it's like far away. It doesn't even have a name yet. That's not gonna be the name of it. So. Oh, and Ninja Gaiden 4. I mean, we talked about this game plenty of times. It looks Looks like amazing, right? Comes out next month.
It looks fucking. It's honestly one of my most hyped games of the year,
Yeah.
which is crazy coming from someone who's never played Ninja Gaiden before. They went over all the accessibility options, which you can change at any fucking time in terms of the difficulty. I love that. You can change certain sliders. The only one you can't do at any time is, I believe, Master Ninja. And honestly, like, I'm okay with that. You can't change it to that and change it back or whatever. I mean, if you're doing Master Ninja, you should be fucking sure of yourself, right? So
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. But yeah, I love it. They have a hero mode that does auto guard and auto stuff. I'm going to be using normal. I don't think I'll have to go hero mode, but if I have to change certain sliders around or whatever, this will be my first Ninja Gaiden game unless I make time to play, any of the Black or X or whatever the fuck the various remasters they did. But otherwise, this will be my first Ninja Gaiden game I ever played. I never played those games as a kid because I always thought they looked really, really hard. And same for Devil May Cry. So I never play. I didn't grow up playing either of those series because I always thought they'd be too tough for me and I wouldn't like them. So I never played them. But I always thought they looked cool. And this one looks cool and it's accessible. So yay.
Yeah. All right. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Because like the rest of it was mostly just like Call of Duty, Forza in Japan, which is pretty cool. But otherwise, I was like checked out at this point. That's what I
Yeah,
watched
totally
it.
fair. Well, we talked about Ninja Gaiden. We talked about Project Evil Bane. I want to also highlight that looked great for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's still in a code name. Like Seb said, it's not going to come out for quite a while, so whatever.
27. Yeah.
Um, yeah, but it looked cool. I'm interested to see more. Let's see. They had this cozy game that I didn't really care for. What else? This game where you're in the winter. Age of Empire. Yeah, I mean they didn't really have a ton. What is? Oh, that's Call of Duty again. God damn it. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Unless anything comes to mind for you, this
Uh,
was a total miss for me. I'm trying to be positive, but really nothing impressed me besides Evil Bane, and that's just a project. So I don't know if there's anything else to really cover.
yeah. That was pretty much it for the showcase. So let's just get into the general games that were from Tokyo Game Show that were talked about or whatever, or just shown in the booths and stuff. Starting with Project Bloomwalker, which is like that Studio Ghibli game. I love the art style first and foremost. I mean, I feel like I've seen this trailer already, so it's nothing like at Gamescom, so it's nothing new. But I'm really interested in this game. I just love the art style so much. Do you have any interest in this one? I mean, it doesn't
I
even
thought it
name
looked
yet.
really cool. I have no idea what's going on or what the game is about or what I'm doing. Like obviously it's very Studio Ghibli and it's very um the what I've seen this one and I can't believe I'm forgetting the name, but it's very much where the castle is moving and that's part of the whole plot.
Howl's Moving
Howl's
Castle.
Moving Castle. Yes, Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
Reminded me of that a lot. Great movie. But yeah, I don't know. I need to see actual gameplay and like what is going on. Is it a survival game? Is it RPG? Is there combat? I don't know. I have no idea what's going on in this fucking game.
Yeah, I hope it's not like a survival game. I would lose interest in that. You know, one of those
Yeah.
craft. You get the craft materials and stuff like that. I would find that boring. Another one game that surprised me. I had no idea about was this Animula Nuke, which it was so pretty. It felt like a Pixar movie come to life. Like it felt like a CG the CGI and the animation was like really nice. It was like a very cutesy game, but I was like really digging the art style to it. But I guess it's like I guess it's more of like I want to say Animal Crossing, but it's like it feels like a game where you build a town and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just thought the art style looked really nice. It was very pretty. Any interest in that one? What do you think?
No, like you said, it gave you Animal Crossing vibes, and that's not really the genre for me. But I do agree with you. It looked very nice. Looked very pretty. Very cute.
Yeah. All right. So a lot of the games in this video, right, like the ones that we're using to look at all the games, were like repeats from like what we talked about already, because it was like State of Play, it was Xbox, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
the Tokyo Game Show site. has all the details. I want to very quickly. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. Just want to super quickly shout out the Annapurna Interactive
Yeah.
games. They had a few indie reveals. They had Detopia, which I thought looked cool. It's a gently paced puzzle adventure game in which you are tending to a residential facility that is, quote, a seemingly perfect society managed by AI. What could go wrong, right, Seb?
Yeah.
Detopia's puzzles focus on, get ready for the Seb, exploration and, quote, nuanced choices that uncover the human heart of this perfectly happy world. It felt kind of like a Dory game in some ways. Obviously, it seemed there's some puzzles and stuff, but if it's gentle, then it's probably not going to be too tough, right? If that's how they're describing it.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. It's got the social themes. It's got the choice-based system. It's got a cutesy kind of anime-esque vibe going on. It says every choice matters. That's very me. So I liked this. I don't know if you got a chance to watch this trailer. It's only a minute and a half long, but it's called Detopia. Wanted to shout it out. It looked cool.
Detopia.
Yeah, Detopia instead of Utopia.
Like a Y.
Yeah, Detopia. The letter D and then Topia.
Let me just type in Annapurna showcase.
Yeah, I'm looking on Polygon for my news. But yeah, it'll be released sometime in 2026. It'll be on the Switch, PS5, PC, on Steam. So I might go wishlist it. I don't know. It looked cool.
Did they show anything else? Because I started watching it, but it seemed like it was all dev interviews, and it's not my.
Yeah. So the games are kind of buried in the dev interviews. That's the one negative thing. They show another thing called People of Note. It's a turn-based RPG musical, a full-fledged musical condensed into a video game. And so are the battle and game mechanics. And yeah, I mean, not everyone loves a musical. I'm certainly not the biggest musical fan, but I really appreciated the art style, which I thought was really cool and cel shaded. And you know me, I've recently discovered that I love turn-based RPGs. So I don't know. I kind of like this.
Yeah, and then why do I see Sayonara Wild Hearts?
I don't know. I
It's
didn't
on,
see that on this one.
it's on PS5. Oh, this is old. I'm looking at
Oh.
the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong one. My bad.
Oh, okay. And then
Yeah.
the last one they showed was Demi and the Fractured Dream. This is kind of a classic action. Polygon describes it as a classic action adventure love letter with shades of 3D Legend of Zelda, also mixed with Journey and Devil May Cry. It casts players as a, quote, void sent born into the world of Somnus, seeking the way to escape his cursed fate. So there will probably be some hack and slash plus environmental puzzle solving. It's coming to Switch, the Switches, the PS5s, all Windows stuff, and Xbox in 2026. So I thought that looked up your alley, Seb. It's called Demi and the Fractured Dream. So maybe you'll enjoy that.
Yeah. Detopia looks interesting. I'll keep an eye on it. And the game you said, People of Note. I think I've heard about this game before. I feel like it feels familiar, but that feels like a game you'd be into as well.
Yes.
Generally. And there was that Lego game, The Voyagers, and the Demi and the Fractured Dream was the one that stood out to me the most.
Yes, that's what I figured.
Yeah,
I think the only thing, honestly. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That was reminded me of it reminded me of like a giant squid game. You know what I mean? Like, the
Yes.
Sword of the Sea, for example.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
I think the only thing left for us to highlight is Kiwami 3, which was announced.
Yeah,
that was like one of the.
Yeah, we can talk about all the RGG games really. 'Cause
Did they say anything else?
I think didn't they do the for that other game coming out, like the Project Century one? I forgot the name of it. But...
They did another Side of Heaven or something like that.
Yeah.
They gave like a behind the scenes thing, but it wasn't much of anything, at least from what I saw.
Yeah, really quick. I know Onimusha 3 got like not Onimusha 3. Onimusha Way of the Sword got some stuff. I don't know if it was brand new or not. I don't know, it was just a reminder that's coming out. But there was like a lot of story trailer, right? There was a lot of there was like a lot of new cutscenes and stuff. Gameplay just looks fun. Like it looks like a good game. That's all I really have to say about that. Like I'm excited for it. Pragmata was there, right? But I don't know if
Right,
they
that
show
was for
any,
Capcom.
I don't know if they show anything new, really.
They showed off some new weapons and some new abilities and ways to freshen up the combat.
Yeah.
Maybe they were hearing some of the criticisms that the combat looked like it could get stale. So they said, "Oh, well, but you have all these weapons and you have these like abilities that you can multi-hack and you can get multiple enemies at once." So
And then
we'll see if that actually does much.
yeah, like I'm still worried about the gameplay in that game. I mean, I'll probably
Yeah.
still get it, but I'm definitely worried I was gonna play. It just feels like the idea feels too chaotic if there's a lot of enemies on screen.
Yep.
Okay, so just going through the video. I am interested in the Avatar game because not just the DLC, but because they made it third person. I thought one of the letdowns of that game was that it was first person only, but and then they changed it to third person. And that was a big marketing thing they did for it. I want to check it out now that it's like patched more. I guess they fixed more of it, and now it's third person. I mean, I know it still has that Ubisoft gameplay loop, like the big map and stuff, but I'm interested. I'll check it out. It comes out December 19. So it feels like a good game like in December around Christmas time. There was a Bayonetta game, the first Descendant on Unreal
It's
Engine.
kind of a crossover, I guess, with the first Ascendant.
Yeah, so that was I mean I didn't play it, but it was just cool to see Bayonetta. What else? There's that vampire game. Bloodlines 2, which comes out soon, right?
Right.
And then yeah, then let's get into the RGG stuff, which is Yakuza Kiwami 3, Dark Ties, Yakuza 3. It's been a while since we got a remake, right, of a Yakuza game. Like I want to say they came out like 2017, 2018 or something like that. And they're coming on PS5 now. So they upgraded Kiwami 1 and 2 for PS5 because they were PS4 games. But yeah, Yakuza 3. I don't really. I started Yakuza 3 on my PlayStation because I was streaming it because it was only on PS3, and so I was like playing it on the PS Plus streaming, which is not the best way to play it. So I'm excited that I finally get to play like a remake version of Yakuza 3 because I never got to play Yakuza 3, 4, and 5. Those are the only three I haven't played yet. So this is
I
day
haven't
one.
played one through six. I haven't played. I have not played. Well, yeah, I haven't played any of the Kiwami games, and I didn't play 4, 5, or 6. So
I really like that they gave us like one or two games a year, and it's always gonna be like February, and I something to look forward to in February, right? Like
yeah,
because I don't want to obviously I like this is not a collection. I'm gonna feel like I have to play all three of them at the same time. I feel like I like that I can wait a year. Maybe they'll do 4 and 5 too. I mean they got to be doing 4 and 5. I feel like that's a safe bet at this point. If
yeah,
they did 2 and 3 at this point, it's gotta be 4 and 5. Like you might as well finish it. Maybe even
yeah.
6 because 6 is a PS4 game. But either way,
They could just remaster it. Honestly,
yeah, they
it
could.
probably holds up well enough.
Yeah, but I'm just glad these games are accessible for everybody. Like that's the main thing.
Yes, yes.
Because it's such a great series. I recommend it to everybody. But it comes out February 12th next year, and I'm day one instantly. It looks great. All right. Is that? I don't see anything else really.
I think that's really it. Unless we somehow scour the Japanese presentation of Octopath or
Yeah.
Monster Hunter or whatever else is going on.
Yeah, but we talk about
I
those
think
games
that's
so
about it.
much. We talk about those games so much. I think.
Yeah.
So I think that
Octopath 1 was just giving us a bunch of gameplay, like 18 minutes of gameplay.
yeah, and I can't. It's gonna play the same. I'd imagine. I can't imagine it'd be that much different.
Yeah, no, it didn't look that different. It just seemed like the emphasis was also on creating your own little
Yeah.
town and stuff like that.
Oh, you can create a town. That's cool. I know you can create your own character. I think create a town too. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, it looks like that. I mean, I don't speak Japanese, but it
sure.
seemed like that.
All right. Well, that ends our show then. There's not much else to talk about, and Next week, we're going to talk about Silent Hill F, and we're going to talk about Hades 2, both bangers. And of course, next week kicks off spooky season, kicks off Halloween season. So we'll probably do we'll probably do like a, what do you call it? Discussion topic.
Discussion. Yeah.
Discussion topic. We'll see what it is, and I think next week probably could be like a very spotlight heavy episode too, just because we have there's several games that we didn't get to talk about yet, and things just keep getting in the way. I can't imagine there being major gaming news next week. I mean, Gamescom just happened last month, and then Tokyo Game Show. I mean, that's it. There's no more showcases outside of maybe a random.
Besides game of the year showcase, that's it.
Yeah, major one, right? Like we might get a state of play. We might get another state of play. Maybe a random Xbox show, or maybe a Nintendo Direct or something. But pretty much, it's it till the Game Awards. So I think
at this point, the only, and let's not go on a big digression, but the only chance for Kingdom Hearts 4 showing anything this year is probably Game of the Year from Jeff Keighley. So, which would be very, very fitting given he was teasing Kingdom Hearts fans last year.
I didn't really. I mean, I have to go find it, but I didn't really see anything Square Enix besides like crossovers and things like that, or like Octopath.
They showed basically nothing. I even saw a meme about it. It's like, "Hi, we're Square Enix," and we showed absolutely fuck all. So they basically showed nothing for the whole Tokyo Game Show, which is crazy because they're one of the biggest companies.
I guess they just wanted a booth or something. But yeah, so for the rest of the year, really, our episodes are going to be more impression heavy because the news starts slowing down now, right? So. All right. I mean, October is crazy.
After that, we'll
crazy, right?
And the week after that, we'll talk about Yotai because I'll be playing it. It's got great reviews. It's got an 87 last I heard.
Yeah.
On Metacritic, so I'm very excited to play it.
And we'll talk about Digimon as well, which comes out next week too.
Yeah.
There's a lot coming out. It's crazy time of the year.
Yeah.
October is the busiest month of the year. This is the month where I spend the most money generally on games. I save up for this particular month because I always know there's gonna be craziness. It doesn't feel as crazy as previous years because I feel like previous years had like freaking Assassin's Creed and like Spider-Man and Alan Wake and all in the same month and things like that.
Right.
This month doesn't feel like it has that, but there's still plenty to buy and talk about. So, all right, thanks for joining me, Dory. You have a good night. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you in spooky season next week.
Bye, everybody. Ooh. Your wallet will be empty. Ooh.
That's scary. That's actually
that is scary.